we're good on YouTube. We are connected on Instagram. All right, Facebook looks good. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to double check and make sure that even though they look good in my streaming software, they are actually. I don't know why my software is being cranky today, but whatever. All right, give me 1 second and we will jump in because I know I'm late. I don't like being that white rabbit who's late all the time, but with no camera, I kind of had no choice. All right, so now we're going live on Insta. All right, and there's the cough again. Every Friday. You can bet on it. If you're a betting person, bet on the cough because it shows up way too often. All right, live video is starting. Okay, that looks like we have it. All right, let me just make sure since I'm in here anyway, YouTube looks good. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to come back to my streaming software, set it up the way I like it. All right, I don't know why it suddenly got a red line everywhere. Okay, all right, it's Friday. It's one of those days the tech is in a world of its own. So thank you for your patience. I apologize for being late, but I was doing one last attempt at fixing my camera and it worked. I was about to just make you guys a video, but it worked. So as you might be able to tell from my ears, we have some Halloween news today. I also brought along, you can't really see him. His cheeks lighten up because it's too bright in here. Let me see if I do this. Nope, that just hides him. But his cheeks light up. I know you can't really see it, but okay, you can see there that he's not lit and lit. Okay. Apparently he's not very good on camera. But he's a young ghost. He's little, so he'll learn. I wasn't good on camera when I started either, so. Alright, so let me pull up my notes. We're going to talk first about Oogie Boogie Bash at Disneyland. Let me see if I can. I hate to do this, but let me see if I can. Okay. Alright, well now I'm like too low in the frame, so. Alright, I wanted my ears in, but I tried to get my ears in better, and then I end up too low in the frame, so we're just going to manage with what we've got. Okay, so let's jump in. We're talking first about Oogie Boogie Bash, which is, of course, our West Coast Halloween event at California Adventure. Last year, Syndrome from Pixar's The Incredibles and Maleficent from Walt Disney Animation Studios' Sleeping Beauty joined in on the fun of Oogie Boogie Bash, bringing chilling charm and frightening flair to the eerie event. Yet another special surprise is in store this year. Zuma, I think that's from the Emperor's New Groove, and I may not be pronouncing that right. I gotta check, and I forgot to check. So, but they'll be stirring up some good mischievous mayhem in Grizzly Peak. She'll be delighting guests with her clever potion-making capabilities and pulling every lever she can find in pursuit of her latest scheme. With a great batch of iconic Disney villains to spot throughout the guests' autumn adventure, here are the additional characters they'll encounter throughout their search for sweets across California Adventure. Agatha Harkness will be in Avengers Campus. Oh man, Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb is going to be in Hollywoodland. I love Phineas and Ferb. Hades from Hercules will also be in Hollywoodland. And Judge Doom, this is another great classic character, from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, will also be in Hollywoodland. They have some really good characters. I would really like to go to Oogie Boogie Bash. Anybody want to go with me? Let's book our tickets, huh? Okay, and remember, Oogie Boogie Bash is a separately ticketed event, so there are smaller crowds. There will be treat trails. There's, of course, all the other cool holiday stuff like the parade and all that stuff. Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, and Clarabelle Cow will be dressed as the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. Payne, alright, I tried to mix two words together there, it didn't work. Payne, Panic, and Megara from Hercules. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy will be dressed as if they were from Kingdom Hearts. There will also be select characters from Toy Story. Edna Mode and Mr. Incredible from The Incredibles. And there will also be Black Panther, Spider-Man, and Scarlet Witch. There will also be more chilling characters during Madame Leota's Swinging Wake, a Haunted Mansion street party. Now, this seems really fun. At this year's event, guests should be on the lookout for familiar and iconic moments from the Haunted Mansion on the streets of California Adventure during an all-new street party. So this is their new thing. This seems really cool. If you go to this, I want to hear about it, okay? During this festive street party, select characters from the Haunted Mansion will begin to materialize as swirling ballroom dancers, ominous grave diggers, and a trio of hitchhiking ghosts get ready for a swinging wake with silly spooks and ghoulish delight. Alright, that sounds really cool. Hopefully, at some point, that will make its way to Magic Kingdom in Florida in some iteration. I don't blame them for wanting to keep things unique at each park, but I think that would be a really cool idea to change and adapt for Magic Kingdom. So we'll see what happens. All right. Speaking of Magic Kingdom and Disney World, as opposed to Disneyland where we just were, um, let's talk about Disney Springs because Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar is getting a Halloween makeover. I know they get a Christmas makeover. I've been there for the Christmas makeover. It's really fun. But we got to do Halloween first. We got to give every holiday its due. Okay, so they have Halloween theming and they also have a Halloween menu. And I'm just going to mention three or four of these. It's all kinds of good stuff. But I'm going to start with Fright of the Espresso because you know me, I'm a coffee girl. Cold brew and pumpkin spice liqueur, garnished with Tito's handmade vodka. I can't talk today. Why is it always on Friday? Bailey's original Irish cream, and salted caramel syrup, garnished with caramel popcorn, cold brew, Kahlua liqueur, uh, and toasted marshmallow syrup, and it's garnished with candy corn marshmallows. Um, For my margarita people, Temple of Doom margarita, Patron silver tequila, Bowls blackberry brandy, blackberry puree, habanero lime syrup, and lime juice, and it's topped with a black sugar rim, blackberries, and cherries. Um, this is, I think they're not. Oh, nope, that's got alcohol in it too. Okay, and to go with our drinks, we need some food. So we could do Alien Invader sliders, which are crispy Nashville hot fried chicken, sliced provolone, dill pickle slices, cheddar chive biscuits, and queen olives. Um, there's also Midnight Mayhem popcorn chicken, fried chicken, candied bacon, spiced walnuts, popcorn, and hot honey sauce. There's also there's a dark forest dip, roasted mixed mushrooms, baby rainbow carrots, hummus, toasted pumpkin seeds, and pita pieces. Doesn't say, it just says pita, but I'm assuming they're going to be like chips or something to dip the dip in. Okay. And in case you're wondering who Jock Lindsay is, I'm going to give you a little bit of his backstory. I'm sure he has more than what's here, but this will give you some clue. Jock is Indiana Jones' barnstorming pilot who stumbled upon Disney Springs in 1938 while chasing down a mythology-based tip in Central Florida. His attraction to the town's natural springs landed him here when he bought waterfront property and settled down. He then built an airplane hangar as his home base, and thus Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar was born. The bar is packed with artifacts and references that tie into both Indiana Jones stories and the larger Society of Explorers and Adventurers, SEA, universe, suggesting that Jock was either a member or closely connected to the society. His hangar bar became a meeting place for adventurers, blending the world of Indiana Jones with Disney's rich mythology of exploration and global mystery. So, now you know who he is. And it's okay if you didn't know who he was. I didn't make the connection until I started reading his bio earlier. So, he is one of the lesser known characters, but I think the Hangar Bar, again, with the not talking, is a really cool place. So if you're in Disney Springs for the Halloween season, check it out. Okay, last but not least, this is actually one of the coolest things. Disney Cruise Line, as we know, they have discounts of up to $500 per guest on select sailings from October 1st to March 26, 2027 for parties of up to 5 in the same stateroom. If you get 3, for example, if you have a stateroom with 3 guests, so maybe it's you and your spouse and your kid, on a 7-night sailing, you would save $1,500. Set sail for Halloween thrills and holiday wonder on the Disney Treasure and the Disney Fantasy, which will be sailing from Florida, or the Disney Wonder, which will be sailing from San Diego. So you got a boat going from either coast. Okay. Select 7-night sailings. If you have a veranda stateroom, you save $500. If you have an ocean view, you save $400. And if you're an inside stateroom, you save $300. And that's per person in your party. So if you got 5 people, then you've got $1,500 savings. On 3, 4, and 6-night sailings, you save $250, $200, or $150 on your stateroom, depending on what kind of stateroom you have. And I do have a complete list of dates. I'm not going to read them all to you because, you know what? If you want to go, reply to this, reply to the live, send me an email. All my contact info is in my bios. It's on all my pages. I just did some tweaks this week, so I know it's all there. I would love to book you. I have a family sailing out the week after Christmas on the Wish, and I would love to book another Disney cruise. So if you want to go cruising with Disney, let me know. Don't forget, for those of us who are Christmas enthusiasts, like me who grew up in a family where we really overdid Christmas and I never knew it, and then I got married, and my husband was like, what the heck? Because his family didn't hardly celebrate the holidays at all compared to what my family did. We used to have people walk in our house and go, did Christmas throw up in here? Because I grew up with my grandmother who did everything over the top. I remember one year all the department stores had big, huge Christmas balls, like on the top of the display cases and stuff. And she went, I think, to 6 or 8 Christmas shops until she found something very similar, and brought them home and did the same thing, like on top of the china cupboard and on top all of our furniture that had a ledge on the top. She was just, and she changed like every year, every other year. She'd go out, buy a whole new tree. One year she did. It was all red and white themed, and the lights she put on it were heart shaped. They were the typical twinkle lights, but they had little heart shaped covers. She just did some really cool Christmas stuff, and I really do, because I want to keep that alive. I want to pass that on. I am nowhere near as good at it as she was, but maybe with some practice, I'll get better. But if you, I forgot where I was going with this now. For the Christmas ones among us, this is where I was going. I remember. Don't forget, there is a Viking River cruise through the Christmas markets of Europe. Viking River cruises, remember, are adults only. So if you have college-aged kids, anybody over 18, you have college-aged kids, although they're probably going to be in class instead of being able to go with you. That's a great thing, great trip. If maybe you guys don't really do presents anymore, you do experiences. That river cruise would be an absolutely perfect Christmas experience. Of course, if you do experiences with your somewhat older kids, we did just talk about those Disney cruise discounts, so you could do that. Don't forget, there's also Virgin Voyages, another adult only. And of course, there's Royal Caribbean, or Caribbean, depending on how you pronounce it. I also just recertified for Universal. Have to do that every year. Being a travel agent is not all fun and travel, although it is a lot of that. We do have certifications and training and knowledge we have to keep up. So I just recertified for Universal. Actually, I did Orlando. I got to do Hollywood next week because my certification hadn't quite expired yet. So let's not forget that tomorrow is August 15th. So Harry's had a birthday, Ginny's had a birthday, Neville's had a birthday, and in, sadly, a little over 2 weeks, it's going to be back to Hogwarts. So if you want to have your own back to Hogwarts experience, let me know because we can certainly book that trip. Don't forget you can also book the special Harry Potter package where you get the free ice cream flight. You have a meal at each of the three Wizarding restaurants, the, um, one in each land, and you also get a Shutter Buttons photo shoot. I've never done Shutter Buttons. I don't know if they do anything special like making their pictures move. I would hope that they do something like that, but I've never done it, so I can't tell you for sure. But you can definitely do that Harry Potter package. It would also make an awesome Christmas present. It's if you got an older kid and they're really not needing much because older kids don't the same way younger kids do. Trust me, I have an older. Um, do an experience. I'm sure your school's got a weekend that they're closed on Monday. Maybe pull them out half a day on Friday or half a day on Thursday and make a long weekend of it. You could do it over the break. You could plan now for spring break. It's not too early, and I know that schools in some places haven't even gone back. They haven't gone back where I am. But if you have somebody graduating, be it a fifth grader or an eighth grader or a high schooler or a college kid, whatever. If you've got a graduate, it's not too soon to start thinking about giving them an experience, not just something that are they going to remember in 10 years that you gave them that mini fridge they really thought they wanted? Maybe, maybe not. But are they going to remember taking a family trip, maybe going with a couple friends? They're probably going to remember that a little bit better. So, I want to help you do all your traveling, whether you're doing Halloween, whether you're doing Christmas, whether you have thoughts about spring break or um, early next summer. It may be too soon to book things. It is not too soon to start planning and discussing and figuring things out. So, if I can help you with any of that, please do not hesitate. Look, all my contact info is in my social profiles. You can reply to this video. You can reply to any of my other posts. And I will get in touch and we can start planning. Even if we can't book yet, we can have a lot of the conversations. We can figure a lot of the things out. And then when it is time to book, you'll be ready. All right. Everybody have a good week. I know Hawaii is getting weather. If you're watching this from Hawaii, thank you for watching and be safe. I know they're talking about heat next week for the South, so you guys try to stay cool. Be careful. And I'll see you all then. In the meantime, think about spooky season. Think about Christmas. Think about your favorite holiday and get excited for it. I'll see you next week. Bye.